So I'm in the book of Isaiah, and I read a verse that stood out to me. It is verse 43, verse 18 to 19. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do not perceive it. I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Isaiah 43, verse 18 to 19, Revised Standard Version. I wanted to get more clarity, understanding on it, so I asked ChatGPT to give me the context of Isaiah 43:18, and it says that the context is, after declaring his power and faithfulness to Israel, God tells his people not to dwell on the past, specifically not to focus on former struggles or past deliverance, such as the exodus from Egypt. And I thought that stood out for me, so that way we can not only just focus on the past struggles, but also past victory. So we cannot keep looking back. The second point it makes, it says God's new work. God is doing something new in Israel. This new thing likely refers to restoration of Israel from exile and the eventual coming of the Messiah. God promises to lead them through the wilderness, providing sustenance and guidance and like streams in a dry land. Application. This passage invites the reader to let go of past disappointments, failures, and hurts and embrace the new things God is doing in their life. It encourages trusting God's ongoing work of transformation and restoration. And it says, I asked Esther, so explain to me what the word perceive means in this context. And it is said, the word perceive is to call to spiritual awareness or recognition. It invites the reader to understand, notice, or grasp the significance of the new thing God is doing, which might not be immediately obvious. It's just that God's work, though it might not be visible in the way we expect, it is already unfolding in a profound and transformative way. In this context, perceive implies more than just physical sight. It points to the ability to recognize and understand the spiritual or deeper meaning of what God is doing in the present moment. It's a challenge to look beyond the past and see the fresh, redemptive work of God, which often requires faith, trust, and willingness to embrace change. God is making a way in the wilderness, providing streams in the desert, symbolizing his power to create life and purpose, even in seemingly impossible situations. The verse encourages believers to recognize the new opportunities, transformation, and guidance that God is offering, even if they are not immediately visible or understood. I thought it was important, since we just started 2025, to have a mindset that God is making a new way, or worked in 2024, 2023, and so on and so forth. Is not going to be the focus. We got to focus on what is God going to do in 2025 for me. I'm believing that God is going to do greater things. I'm believing that healing is going to come. I'm believing that restoration is going to come. I'm believing that transformation is going to come. Even though I cannot see it, I can perceive it. I can sense it in the air. I can feel it through my bones that God is doing something new in my life. It reminds me of It reminds me of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. And it says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. So based on what ChatGPT broke down to me, is that we have to believe that God is doing new things, even though we cannot see it. We have to perceive that God is doing new things, even though we cannot see it yet. It is a call to spiritual awareness or recognition. Something is happening in 2025. I don't know if you're going to be part of that movement, but I believe for me, greater things are in store. And I can perceive it because I can sense that God is shifting my life in a different way. God is doing things in ways that I cannot even think, act, or imagine, because I can perceive that God's goodness is running all over my life. And I just pray that you be blessed by this video to understand that whatever you expected last year that didn't happen, perceive that it can happen this year. Believe that God can do greater things this year, even if you had victories last year. If you had struggles last year, just believe that God is doing something new. And I'm going to read the verse again to you. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. God will make a way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.